So next up we have Xavier. Hey Xavier, how are you?
Good. How are y'all?
Y'all
Doing
good.
well.
What's going
I'm
on?
sorry. I'm nervous. I haven't done this since last time, which was April when I got to talk to him, and I'm just so excited to. He's a legend to me. I just want to be like him, but
That's okay.
Thanks,
He's
Xavier.
nervous too. He's very nervous.
Always. Every single time.
I just so I just wanted to start off. I'm not going to try to take a lot of time, but I'm going to
You're
shorten
good.
this as much as I can. So I've been had to write it down on a piece of paper because my mind. So I've been going through some depression ever since Adventure Time ended. But it's like like my when you get into a show, it's like it becomes family to you, and that's
Yeah.
and I get teased and picked on, a lot on social media
Yeah.
because that's how I am. I love the show more than anything, but that's
Mhm.
why I made this.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
cute. Did you draw
you
that?
made
It's
it?
well, I had it customized. It has my of course Finn, which is freaking awesome, and then my favorite princess, but these are my two legends. I get teased on a daily basis, but I've been wanting to do voice acting. I've been trying to start at a young age. I'm 18 trying to do it. And it's like, cause I know, Jeremy said he got into it at a young age, and
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. I love the show, and I wanted to ask you, is there any words of confidence? Sorry, I'm nervous, and that you can give me. And have you ever had to pick between two things in your life, one being more important than the other?
That's an
Good
awesome
question.
question, Xavier.
Yeah. I mean, actually, there's been a lot of times. I think there's times when obviously personal life, when you have to pick between, just big decisions like what you want to do, what you want to go after. I mean, there's times I started acting really early, and when you're a kid, I think you're like enamored by the thought of it, and you're like, oh my gosh, this would be so cool. Like I love movies and TV shows and whatever else, and I want to be a part of that world. And so you're super excited. There's a difference though. I think, you hit a certain age where it really has to go from being something that you enjoyed as a kid to then making that active decision to be like, okay, well, this is something I actually want to pursue as an adult, and as a career. And so, I think that was a big one. There was a time, in teenage years where, I really hadn't booked anything for a long amount of time. This is before Adventure Time, or no, actually, might have been during. No, it was before. So it wasn't teenage. It was like a little bit before. I'd worked a lot as like a kid from like 6 to maybe 9 or 10 years old. And then there was a couple years where I just really wasn't booking anything, and I was going out on lots of auditions but not getting anything. And you start kind of doubting yourself, I think, getting a little self-conscious, and you're like, maybe I'm not good at it anymore. Is it even really what I want to do? And a lot of that just comes from, kind of that fear of not getting another job, essentially, or the uncertainty of what we do as artists and actors at times. Nothing is guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to have a show that'll go as long as Adventure Time did. You're not guaranteed to have a show or be on something even at all post that. And so I think that was a pretty big life decision. I got some good encouragement by my parents, which have always been, I think, the biggest encouragements in my life. And my dad was kind of asked me just, I was feeling down about it. And he was like, hey, like, is this, I was like, I don't think I want to do acting anymore. I don't think I want to do it anymore. And he kind of asked me, he was like, is that, like, why? Like, why do you not want to do it anymore? And I was kind of hem-hawing. I couldn't formulate a good answer for it. And he just asked, like, is it because, you just haven't is it because you haven't worked on anything in a while? And it was kind of like, yeah, that was part of it. And then he was like, well, is it something that you genuinely enjoy doing? Like, is it something that you love doing? Like when you are working on something, like, what's the feeling you have when you are doing the job that you do? You know, like when you are acting in something, what's the feeling that you have? And I'm like, oh, I loved it. Like it's my favorite thing in the world. He was like, well, then you don't want to not do it anymore. It's just that you're, you know, in a drought because it's just hard right now. But it kind of made me realize and make the active decision that, okay, everyone is going to go through ups and downs in your life. But if you're pursuing something that you really genuinely love, and you genuinely feel like you need to be a part of, or you want to do, like that's what you were made to do, stick with it. I mean, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I mean, for most people, it's not. You know, even for me, it makes it. You get to a certain level of success, and people think like, "Oh my God, like you're so lucky, you did all this stuff." And yeah, you are. I am lucky. I am very blessed to have what I have. I'm very thankful for it. But it was still off of a long time getting there. I mean, I'm 23. I started acting when I was 6 or 7 years old, and even to where I'm at now, that's taken 16, 17 years. So it's a long process. There's a lot of lows amongst all the highs, and so it's really one of those things where you just have to buckle down. And if you're going to do it, you got to do it. And it's not always going to be fun, but the times when it is make up for the times when it's not. And it's important to have other relationships and other things that you love in your life outside of it. But if it's the goal that you want to do and that's the career you want, I would say stick with it, you know?
Awesome.
See, it's like for 10 years growing up, Adventure Time has been like, I've never was good with making friends. So you, Flame Princess, Jake, all of them are my true friends. Like from this point, and y'all still are, and y'all always will be. But see, people pick on me with that. I'm like, well, there's nothing wrong with that. But I really won't.
Absolutely.
Hopefully I can get a chance to work with you, Jessica, John, all of them, when I become as good as you are, a legend. But
thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Xavier. That was an awesome question.
Yeah, I hate hearing that people pick on you, man. That sucks. But like Pranfy, I hope that gets better. But no, I mean you shouldn't be picked on for that, man. Like it's what you love, it's what you're close to, and it's what has made a difference for you, obviously. And so there's nothing wrong with that. You know, pursue it. You know, don't let people that have no idea what they're talking about get you down if it's something that you really love.
Talking to you is basically a way to escape, reality. So it makes me feel better.
Thank you very much, man. I'm glad we can hang. Of course, you're welcome.
So nice.
Thanks for coming on, dude.